offense. He was giving them the business. Go back there. Hold on.
This is the Five Farms and a Lucky Finn podcast.
Ooh, welcome to the Five Arms and a Lucky Finn podcast. I am your host, Brendan McCormick, with my co-host, David Soloway, aka he's for the people. The people are for him. And we are talking inside college hoops right now and what is happening. Lots happened the past week inside college hoops, as you know, David. Jerome Tang fired. Listeners and viewers, let us know what your thoughts and opinions on this firing is of Jerome Tang. Led the Kansas State Wildcats to an Elite Eight appearance in his first season and now is fired. Do you think that is right, listeners, viewers, and David?
Yeah, I mean, it's 100% right in that it was just going in the wrong direction. And they've spent a lot of money the past couple of years on NIL. I mean, they had the biggest payout. You know, it's not all – these numbers aren't reported, but last year they paid Coleman Hawkins a ton of money to leave Illinois. This year they paid PJ Haggerty, the kid from Memphis, who really good scorer. They paid him a lot of money, and it just hasn't worked out. You know, that first season was magical with Marquise Noel, and they had what was his name? Keontae Johnson, the kid from Florida who transferred over to Kansas State. They had dudes, and everything seemed like it was going in the right direction.
Yeah.
And it has really fallen off in the past 3 years.
Yeah. Do you think, listeners and viewers, do you think the interview was the nail in the coffin for Tang? A lot of people are saying that it is. I'm curious what their opinions is as well on that. David, what is your take on that of the interview and Kansas State finding a way to fire him that way with cause now?
Yeah, I mean, they're attempting to fire him with cause, and they're going to cite that interview, the post-game press conference where he said this was embarrassment. He ended up taking their names off the back of their jerseys and all that. And it's just like there's no good legal reason why they're going to be able to get away with firing him for cause. He's going to take this to court. He's going to get his $18 million or whatever it is.
He's going to get his bag.
And we're going to move on. And I think that's actually a bad look for Kansas State that they're trying to wiggle their way out of this. What coach is going to want to sign there now? Like, what coach is going to want to take that job when you're already a bottom half of the Big 12 job?
Yeah.
And just because the Big 12, the top of that conference is so good right now. So I would put it in the, near the middle, bottom half. Who's going to want to take that risk now to go there, knowing that they're just going to throw their coach under the bus just because things aren't going well and try to not pay him his buyout money?
Yeah, that's a solid point. I agree with everything that you just said. I don't think it's a good look for the university, and I think it is a big point of who is going to want that job moving forward. I mean, obviously there's some hot names in college basketball right now that, obviously Miami of Ohio head coach Steele, like he could end up leaving, like you don't know. And there's some others as well right now that they're clicking and moving at the right time. Obviously Josh Schertz with St. Louis as well is another hot coach right now. So I'm interested to see who Kansas State goes after. I imagine it's going to be one of those two coaches. I'm not saying that they'll take it.
They're not getting one of those two coaches.
No, but they're going to get calls.
Those guys are going way bigger.
Yeah, they're going to get calls, though, is what I'm saying. I don't think they would take that either. But, yeah, I mean, the big question is, listener viewers, who is going to want that job? Who is going to want that job? Like, let us know, because I really don't know.
What did you think about his press conference?
I thought his press conference was out of frustration. I think when you're frustrated as a human, right, it's the natural thing to kind of unleash it, and you've held it in for so long, and there's so many, a lot of disappointments throughout the seasons. I get where he's coming from. I think there's a time and a place for that. I don't think that the time and place was then in a press conference to throw your whole team under the table That's not how you bring a team back. That's not how you build up a team. That's not what great coaches do. Do you hear Signetti doing that? Totally different sport, but I'm just saying
Yeah,
Signetti
and we
would never.
win. It's hard to say what he would do if we were bad.
Good point, but I don't think he's gonna say, yeah, they didn't deserve their jersey, just rip it off. Like, the whole Mick Cronin thing too, David. Do you agree with what Mick Cronin's doing, sending a player towards the end of the second half, sending them into the locker room? What is your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, that was just an overreaction to the brawl
That's
from
what I'm
last weekend
saying.
between
Yeah,
St. John's and Providence. I think he just thought it was way worse than it was in the moment.
correct. That's where I'm getting with this, though, is I think that Tang thought it was a lot worse in the moment than what it was. I mean, yeah, they
it's
got
bad.
bricks. Their
I
bricks
honestly have
blown
no
off.
problem. I have no problem with Tang. I have no problem with what he said.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us why.
Why do we have to act like these players should be coddled and
Yeah.
not told the truth just because they're kids? They're not kids anymore. They're making millions of dollars. They should be held to a standard.
I
If you're
agree.
not good in the NBA and you're getting paid millions of dollars, you get cut. If you're not good in college and you're getting paid millions of dollars, that's not an option.
It's not. That is a
And
flaw with NIL right now.
I think obviously times have changed. It's 2026.
Yeah,
We can't act like we did
yeah.
in the 70s. But
Yeah.
Bob
Or the early
Knight did this
2000s.
type of stuff.
Yeah, benched him.
Yeah, and like
Benched him.
I always wish that a coach, if a guy messes up, if he's got 2 bad turnovers in a row, a guy like Devontae Green, sit his ass. Why does he? Just because we've made promises to these players and we want to use this as a learning experience and we want them to grow as human beings. No, this is a cutthroat business and you have to win games to keep your job. So you have to be cutthroat sometimes. And yeah, I everything was obviously going the wrong direction. And at that point, you throw your players under the bus, and it's like, well, who's going to want to play for him next year if he's just going to throw you under the bus?
Yeah,
When
I think
things
it was.
start going poorly. But I also don't have that big of an issue with what he said. It is an embarrassment. Kansas State should be better than they are right now. Kansas State has a pretty decent track record over the last 20 years of being a good program. And right now, they are not. And I think that is an embarrassment. And that's really all he said, is that these players were an embarrassment to Kansas State, to the coaching staff, to the students that pay their money, all that.
I think Bruce Weber was a better coach than Jerome Tang was at Kansas State. Listener viewers, please let me know if you agree with this. And let me get into my point here. In that first season with Tang, if you take away that Elite Eight appearance, obviously big, right? The next season, David, after the Elite Eight appearance, they go 19-15 with an NIT appearance. You go the next one, 24-25, 16-17. You go this year, 11-15. Let's walk through Bruce Weber's journey here through the Kansas State Wildcats, David. In his first year, goes 27-8, makes the tournament, losses in the second round, goes to 23-14. 20-13 next year in the 13-14 year, lost the NCAA tournament in the second round again, but has 15-17, 17-16, 21-14, 21-14, makes the tournament again at 25-12, lost in the regional final, 2018-2019, lost in the first round. He had, let me count this for 1 second, 5 tournament appearances. After Tang's first year, he had 0. 0, David.
Yeah, I don't know who you're arguing with.
I'm just saying.
Bruce Weber, easily a better coach than Jerome Tang. Bruce Weber's a legend.
Legend. Absolute legend. Big fan of him. All I'm saying is that Jerome Tang did not live up to the expectations of the Kansas State Wildcats and what they thought they were getting after they hired him.
Yeah, but the
new era.
The crazy thing about Jerome Tang is he was great in his first year. He was always a very highly thought of assistant. He is kind of what made Baylor tick. Baylor, since he left to go to Kansas State, has not been as good.
That's a solid
I'm not saying
point.
Scott Drew is not a good coach. Scott Drew's also been like the big schools have been trying to poach him for the past few years.
Yeah.
IU tried to, Kentucky tried to. So he's had a tumultuous few years. But Jerome Tang goes back there and maybe they make magic happen again.
You think that's where he goes?
Oh, 100%.
Listeners, viewers, please let me know where you think Jerome Tang heads to after Kansas State. Please let us know in the comments. David thinks Baylor. I agree
He
with
was
him.
an
I
assistant
believe
at Baylor for 20 years before he took a head coaching job.
20 years, ladies and gentlemen. 20 years. Wow. Yeah. Probably headed back to Waco if I had to guess. David, there's another hot storyline, listeners, viewers. Darren Peterson refuses to play basketball. Refuses. There was a clip that was clipped from him shooting a three on the top right next to the Kansas bench. Shoots it. I believe he makes it.
Oh, yeah.
Makes
on
a three.
fire.
And then taps Bill Self. Taps Bill Self, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see Bill Self go. Just looking right down the bench. Bill Self looks frustrated, David.
Yeah, even after the game, he said, at this point, the cramps are a concern, which is his way of like, I'm still hiding this, they're cramps. But he's kind of saying the quiet part out loud now. Like, yeah, this is a problem.
What do you think the committee's thinking right now? Where do you put
I don't think the committee will do anything different with Kansas because this dude refuses to play in the second half.
Do you think that he should trademark DMP? Because I think that he should if it's not trademarked.
I don't think he should because I think it's a bad thing. Unless his middle name starts with N.
Yeah, I really don't know his middle name.
Then maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But I mean, this dude's an issue, And what's crazy is if Bill Self really thinks this is a problem, if it's a concern now.
Yeah.
We just saw Kansas beat Arizona last week without him.
Yeah.
This guy coming in and out of the lineup isn't good for team cohesiveness.
No.
So would they be better off just pulling the plug, saying, hey, thank you for everything you've done, but you rest up. You obviously, your muscles don't work, buddy. So rest up, and we'll see you in the NBA next year. It's been fun. I think that's what they should do.
Listeners, viewers, please let me know what you would do with Darren Peterson. Would you play him during March Madness, or would you just sit him to build that team cohesiveness? David, I think my opinion is that I would play him. I would play Darren Peterson, and this is why. If I get 18 minutes, just 18 minutes of Darren Peterson, let's back up. I'll say give me a 10. Give me 10 minutes. Give me a half.
10's not enough.
Give me a half. Give me a half
18.
of a half. Okay, we'll go 18. If I have 18 minutes of Darren Peterson, I'm probably getting 15 points, right?
Oh, yeah. He's awesome.
15 points, maybe 4 rebounds, 2 assists, we'll say.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe a little more on the boards, a little more on the assists. I'll take that.
Not. He didn't really pass.
I got Floyd Badunga. I got dogs on this team. I don't necessarily, I want him to play. I think they're easily a Final Four team when he plays. If they beat Arizona without Darren Peterson, a projected first round pick, the top pick in the NBA draft, you seriously don't think that this is a Final Four team?
I think they could be a Final Four team without him. Don't you think that is just a testament to how good they could be without him too, that they beat Arizona?
Yes, I'm telling you.
And honestly, if we're really looking at this objectively,
right?
He's missed 11 games, and he's also missed like 7 second halves.
A lot.
And their record is what? What's their record?
I think
20-6.
Yeah,
they're pretty good, whether he's playing or not. They're pretty good.
This is just a super loaded March, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a special March Madness. You have undefeated Miami of Ohio. You got this Kansas team with Darren Peterson looming. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? It's like almost enticing every game. And then you have torn ACLs, David. Torn ACLs. Richie Saunders and JT Toppin both tear their ACL. What a letdown for the Big 12 and college basketball. It's just sad to hear, to listen. You know, JT was having a heck of a season, just dropped 30 points, like had a heck of a performance against Arizona. And then they go into Tempe and this tragic happens. Listener viewers, where do you think the committee will place Texas Tech in the tournament? And David, what are your thoughts about the Red Raiders moving forward and if they can even compete in March?
I think this probably takes them out of being a championship contender.
Correct. I agree with that.
You lose the reigning Big 12 player of the year, possibly
Yeah.
going to win it again. The heart and soul of the team. It's obviously a big, big hit.
Yeah.
I still think they could make the Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, though, because
really,
Christian Anderson is the most underrated player in the country.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, do you agree with that? Christian Anderson is the most underrated player in college basketball? Let us know in the comments.
Absolute dog.
Dog, dude. I agree. I'm very
He's
high
so
on Christian
good.
Anderson. He makes everyone around him better. He knows the right play to do. Now, there is certain moments where, the guy gets a little tense. I mean, you saw in Arizona State late where Arizona State was gifting the game away and he loses the ball. And unfortunately, in that late time, there just wasn't enough time for Tech to come back. But Arizona State tried to give the ball away, and Christian Anderson just fumbles it and loses it. But I want to be optimistic with you, David. I do, but if I'm being realistic with Texas Tech without JT Toppin, I see a 6 seed. It's low, I know. But I also, if Lawan Watts and Mr. Atwell have a game and continue to have their cohesiveness with Christian Anderson, this team is still dangerous. They have players off the bench that can rebound and fill in that spot. The thing that I'm worried about with Tech moving forward is the scoring. JT Toppin averaged 20 points. You lose that is a big piece of your team. That is the heart. So I'm curious to see if the leadership of Atwell and Lawan Watts steps up. I could also see Tech getting a 4 seed from in the tournament as well. I think that's my ceiling without JT Toppin. But you disagree with that?
Yeah, I don't think there's any chance they can get a 4 seed. They obviously have big wins and their resume looks great
right
up to this point. Now, the Arizona State loss, obviously not great.
Yeah.
But what the committee has to do with an injury like this, when we know it's season ending, is they have to take that into consideration when it comes to seeding.
Yeah.
And so they don't have that tough of
No.
of the rest of the season. They should win their 3 home games: Kansas State, Cincinnati,
Correct.
TCU, and they're probably going to lose their 2 away games: Iowa State and BYU.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think the committee is going to kind of lock them in at where they're at right now, and I think a lot of places probably have them as like a 5 or a 6.
Yeah.
And they might even just bump them down another line just because they lost, who's probably a first-team All-American.
But you think they can make a run to the Final Four?
I think they could, yeah.
Wow.
If things break correctly, I mean, they got dogs on this team. And,
correct.
And I'm looking at KenPom here, and they are 10th in the country in 3-point percentage.
Yes.
Obviously, a lot of that is you've got JT Toppin down low, so that there's more attention on him, so that the perimeter is open.
Yeah.
But we still got shot makers on this team, and I think what it takes to win in March is you don't go cold, and you got the shot makers to make the shots when you need them, and we've seen year after year after year. The NCAA tournament is a guards. It's all about what your guards do.
True.
And they've got one of the best guards in the country, I think.
And I think they have another one next to him in Jalen Petty. I think Jalen Petty doesn't get talked enough because Christian Anderson's the star, but Jalen Petty is a freshman from Seattle. Like, no one talks about this guy as well. Like, McCaslin knows who to go after at the high school level and the portal, and he gels teams the right way. And I just think he's like Cal in March. Like, McCaslin finds ways to win games in March. I mean,
Like Cal in March?
McCaslin in March. Sorry.
You said he's like Cal.
Yeah. Calipari.
That dude loses in March like it's his job.
He took that Arkansas team to a run last year.
Man,
I'm just saying. He took Calipari to it. Calipari took that team on a run last year. Come on now. Come on.
Yeah, after losing in the first round of Kentucky 4 years in a row.
This is the new Cal. This is the new Cal.
Okay.
The new Cal. Yeah. New Cal, man. Come on now. Come on. But yeah, I just think McCaslin finds ways to win a game in March. I mean, you take away the run that they had a couple years ago. They lost to NC State, but NC State ended up going to the Final Four that year. Like, take that out. I mean, he still has some solid wins in March, and last year they took him to the Elite Eight. So, I mean, and potentially could have went to the Final Four. They just ran into
Should have.
Yeah, ran into Walter Clayton. You know, like every team did and lost last year. So, but what's your take on Richie Saunders for BYU after this injury? He averaged 18 points a game, David. He wasn't the piece, right? Like AJ DeBonza is, but he was pretty important, and he played pretty good defensive efficiency for the team as well. And he has some size, and he could be able to rebound and obviously spread the floor shooting those threes. Listeners and viewers, let us know what your take is after the Richie Saunders injury. Do you think that BYU will drop quite a bit in the March Madness, rankings and the seeding? Let us know in the comments. David, what's your takeaway of this injury? It's not as big as the JT Toppin, obviously, but it's still pretty important.
Yeah, it's not as big in that it's the main player on a team going down.
Right.
But I think it's pretty big. BYU has lost 6 of their last 9.
Jeez.
And that's with 2 of those wins being very close against Baylor and Colorado. They just haven't really been playing that well overall recently. And now with this happening, if they continue that spiral down the stretch, we could see them fall to like close to the bubble, I think. Because I think he is important enough for the committee to consider him as like losing a key player. And obviously it's no longer a thing where the committee looks at how teams are playing lately, but they don't have any big wins either. We've talked about this in the past. Their biggest win this year looks like they beat Villanova and Wisconsin. They beat Clemson on a neutral, but they don't have any of those like we knocked off one of the top 10 to 15 teams in the country. And they've gotten their chances. They've played Tech. They've played Arizona. They played UConn. They played Kansas, Houston. They've lost all of them. And so I think it'll be interesting to see. We'll see, what happens in these last 5 games in the Big 12 tournament. But the committee could drop them, I think.
I think they will drop them, and I agree with you. Where does Bracket Matrix have them? Metrics.
Great question. Bracket Matrix has them currently as a 6.
I see that. I can see them being an 8 too.
Oh, dude, 6 is so high for a team that has no good wins.
I know, but it's the Big 12, man. It's hard.
Yeah, but at some point you got to win a game. At some point you got to win a game. They've had chances. They almost came back against Arizona. That game against Kansas, they almost came back in the second half because DNP didn't play the second half.
Yeah.
But they just haven't really taken advantage of any of these games against big teams.
No, they haven't. They've had their chances, like you said, and just not been able to do it.
Big one this weekend.
Yeah.
Iowa State at BYU. Pull that one off, and okay, we'll. I'll take this back a little bit, and maybe BYU can make a run. And DeBonce's still one of the top 5 players in the country. I think clear
Yeah.
first team All American. Like, this dude's been unreal. He just has to take another step and turn it up.
Let's speak hypothetically, David. You're an NBA GM. You got the first pick in the NBA draft. All these great freshmen coming out of this class. Who are you taking?
I need to sit in a room with Darren Peterson and get to the bottom of what's going on first.
Yeah?
Yeah, because if it truly is just like this dude's trying to save his draft stock,
Right.
okay. You're a shitty teammate, but okay, we can get past that. As long as you're gonna come to my team, you're gonna do everything you can.
Do you want that in your locker room?
Yes, I do. He's an all-time talent, I think.
Okay. All time, huh? We're going on the all-time talent. Okay.
He's the most polished freshman I think I've ever seen.
Whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, listeners and viewers, do you agree with that?
Do you
Is
disagree?
Darren Peterson the most polished freshman that you've ever seen? Let us know in the comments. Wow. I would argue that. Kyrie Irving didn't play much in college, so I can't put him in there, right?
Agreed. He played 9 games.
Kevin Durant?
Not polished at all.
Kevin Durant not polished at Texas.
Not polished.
Hmm.
That dude couldn't even
Not
bench
polished.
135 or the bar or whatever it was at the combine. He couldn't even bench.
Not polished, huh? I'm trying to think. Zion Williamson?
He was good. Polished in a way different way.
Cooper Flag? Cooper Flag.
That dude refused to make a clutch play last year.
Not polished?
He was pretty polished. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Darren Peterson's more polished. I think Cooper Flag is more of like a mix of polished, but still a ton of potential. Like, he's still got a ways to go. I think Darren Peterson, you could plug him into an NBA team right now, and as long as he plays 32 minutes, he'll give you 20 every night.
Is he going to play?
That's the problem. So to answer your original question, I would take DeBonce. I think that dude's going to be a stud in the NBA.
I think so too.
He's the exact body type that NBA GMs are looking for. He's able to shoot the ball. He's able to handle the ball. He's able to rebound the ball. He is an absolute home run pick, I think. And I think there's a much higher ceiling to him. I think he could become, a superstar in the league. Whereas Peterson, I think you're getting what you get right now. Maybe he grows a little bit more, but you're getting the guard that scores 20 a game, and that's what he's going to be.
I think DeBonza is so raw right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's just going to get better.
Still so good.
That's what I mean. Like, he's just going to get better. He's going to get more
Agreed.
aggressive. He's going to get stronger. He's going to get faster. Like, I agree with what your take with Peterson. Like, I think you're going to get what you're going to get. I think he'll grow a little bit, right? Get a little more physical, like stronger. I don't see him getting much faster, but DeBonza is just a freak. And DeBonza, the only person that you could really compare him to is like a Kevin Durant. Like, just with his body type and his
a little thicker, but
yeah, just the way he goes through the game. And
and I think of Peterson as like a Bradley Beal.
An
elite scorer from the 2 guard position.
Yeah.
Great shooter. But he's just going to give you 22 points and 2.5 assists, and that's what he's going to give you. And he's never going to really take you to that next level, but he's going to give you that. And if you surround him with guys, that could work. But Bradley Beal obviously never got surrounded with other guys.
Listeners and viewers, do you agree with that comparison of Darren Peterson to Bradley Beal? Let us know. I agree with it. I agree with that take. Bradley Beal is a raw scorer. Peterson's a raw scorer. Bradley Beal could easily put up 38 points in a game. Peterson could easily do the same if he plays. And that's the question, ladies and gentlemen. Is Darren Peterson going to play? That's the biggest question. Does he love basketball? Is he obsessed with it? I get that from DeBonza. I get it from Acuff. I get it from other big name freshmen. But do I get it from Darren Peterson, no. And I agree with David. You have to sit him in a room and you have to have that hard talk. But right now I'm taking the Bonds as well over Peterson.
Hook him up to a polygraph test. Let's see if this dude's lying.
He's lying. Wow, David. Wow. Wow. David, there was a big game in the Big 12 country, Iowa State versus Houston, and Iowa State showing they are legit. Listener viewers, do you think that Iowa State is legit? Are they a national contender? I believe they are. They showed that they are. They beat Kansas. They beat Houston. They've shown you and proved to you, but are you bought into them? David, I am bought into Iowa State. They had 3 turnovers against Houston, and Houston had 5. What did this game show you?
This game showed me that Hilton Coliseum is a great place to play your basketball games, and it gives you a huge home court advantage.
Yes.
I think Iowa State is a great team.
Yes.
Great teams with great home court environments obviously are going to beat other great teams.
Yeah.
And Iowa State's ability to shoot the ball, similarly to Texas Tech, we were just talking about, Iowa State's 5th in the country in 3-point percentage. That ability to shoot the ball is unreal. And they got Momcilovic. Love that guy.
Momcilovic with the Dirk Nowitzki and the fade. Oh, man. I'm obsessed with him. I am obsessed with him. Every time I watch that guy play basketball, I get flashbacks. I get flashbacks to the Dallas Mavericks and Dirk taking over games with that fadeaway. You can't stop it. You don't know what to do. Momcilovic is that man, and he has the best last name, Momcilovic. What name?
Momcilovic, awesome name.
Awesome name. It doesn't get better than that. I mean, I think Houston also showed that you have to be nearly perfect to beat the Houston Cougars. Besides the Houston Cougars dropping the game to Tennessee, they have played exceptionally well. And to go into Hilton Coliseum, like you said, with ruckus environment that's loud, that's obnoxious, and they still almost beat the Cyclones. They just let it get away. Couldn't make.
Yeah, they should have pulled it off.
End.
They were up.
Yeah.
They were up 8 with like 7 minutes left or so. Just couldn't keep that lead. But I agree with you. I think that it does show that it takes a top tier performance to knock off Houston.
Yeah.
Even when Houston, they only had 5 turnovers, but maybe not playing their best on the road. Still, they were able to hold a lead for most of the game, and it took Iowa State making some clutch shots down the stretch, not turning the ball over, to actually pull that one off.
What a game, man. What a game that was. I really enjoyed watching that one. That felt like a March Madness game, just getting me more pumped up for March Madness, David. Another Iowa school, though, David, that, this guy's on a burner, one of your favorite college basketball players, and Bennett Sturts. The last 5 games, he's averaged 26.8 points per game, 3.2 assists, and 1 point steals per game. Listeners, viewers, do you think Bennett Sturts could lead this Iowa Hawkeyes to a run in March? Let us know in the comments. David, do you think this could happen?
Get this dude out of my face.
Yeah?
No.
Okay.
No, come on. We're not doing this again, are we?
What don't you like about him?
We did this with Drake last year. We were like, man, Drake, they could make a run in the tournament. This is a dangerous 11 seed.
You're not buying into this?
Good Bennett Sturts. This dude's an All-American candidate. What'd they do? They got blown out by Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not buying this, dude. You know who they've played in their last few games? How many games was that stretch you were just saying?
5 games.
Okay. You know who they've played in that time?
Let us know. Who
they've played 2 really good teams, Purdue and Nebraska.
Those are 2 top 25 teams, top 20 teams, David.
They have played those 2 teams. But they've also played Oregon. No. Sorry. Went too far back.
Yeah.
They've played Washington, Northwestern, and Maryland. 3 of the worst teams in the Big Ten. No,
You're not
get this
buying
guy
it?
out of my face. Get this guy out of my face. They just lost to Maryland last week. And yeah, Bennett Sturts had 32 points. Sick, dude. Why don't you beat Maryland one time?
Another guy that's on a burner, David. Our Indiana Hoosiers, Lamar Wilkerson, heater, hot, steaming. Give them ball. ISO Wilk. Lamar Wilkerson has scored 120 of Indiana's 296 points over the past 4 games. That's 40.5% of the team's scoring output the last 2 weeks. Listeners and viewers, do you think that's insane as much as David and I do? Because that is actually absolutely insane stat line. Give the ball to Lamar, David. Give the ball to Lamar. Get out the way.
Yeah, I mean he's just been a machine lately. He's doing it at the rim, off the dribble, slashing, making shots from deep. Obviously, he's just been doing everything, and he's
Yeah.
been an unreal scorer. Um, it would be nice if someone else would, step up a little bit. But if he wants to keep doing this, you're not going to hear me complain about it.
I'm not going to complain at all either. He is one of the most fun players to watch in college basketball right now.
He is, and I don't think
Just
enough
electric.
people know about him.
I don't know if they do either. I mean, we're biased because we're Indiana fans,
Right.
but yeah, I agree. I don't know how many people really know about him too. I'm excited to see him at the NBA level. I think he could be an elite scorer even there. I really do.
I don't think he's going to play in the NBA.
You don't think so?
No.
Really?
I mean, he might get a shot. I don't know. He's just, to play in the NBA, you got to be either the most lethal shooter of all time.
I mean, he's up there. He's shooting from the logo, David. He is shooting from the logo.
Dude, half the time when he shoots from the logo, it's a heat check and it bricks. I've had, you know what? I've had enough of that.
You've had enough of that?
Loves heat checks. That dude's got to stop with the heat checks.
I love a good heat check.
I love one good heat check. One good heat check in a game.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love it.
Yeah,
4 of them?
Heat check.
No.
Yeah, I don't know about 4 of them. Yeah. Yeah. I agree
yeah,
with that.
I mean, he's great. I just don't think he's athletic enough to play in the NBA. But
really?
Yeah. That's Indiana's biggest problem is they've got great shooting. They shoot a lot of threes. They don't have consistent big man play, and they don't have a single athlete on their team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid points there.
I'd love a Troy Williams on this team.
Oh, love. I would love a Troy Williams too.
Yeah.
That would be a fun highlight reel to make of Troy Williams.
Oh, dude, he was so good.
He was so good. He was so good.
So good.
Viewers, just go to YouTube right now.
Just don't watch him. Just don't watch him take a jump shot.
Yeah, don't watch that, but watch the dunking and the rest of the rebounds. Like, just crazy athletic player. It was fun to watch. Let's talk a little mid-major, David. A lot of mid-major here. St. Louis drops a game finally to Rhode Island in conference, David, marking their second loss of the season. As I love to say, they're undefeated. Is it time to hit the panic button for St. Louis coming to March and before the conference tournament? Ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comments if you think St. Louis is a fraud, because I don't think so.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think this just came down to an Archie Miller team decided to finally make 3-pointers.
Yeah, I agree.
They didn't make a single 3-pointer when he was in Indiana.
Yeah.
But this Hinton dude shows up and makes 9 for Rhode Island against the top 20 team in the country. What's up with that?
It's just showtime,
But yeah, I'm not worried about St. Louis.
I'm not worried about St. Louis.
It was a road game at Rhode Island. Yeah. Rhode Island shoots 41% from 3.
That is one arena I would love to visit though, is Rhode Island. It looks legit. Cool. Yeah. It looks legit, small, loud. I mean, shoot. The big one, David. Miami, Ohio, just cruising. Just keep winning. That's the motto right now for them. Just keep winning. Miami, Ohio, David, is the first Division I men's team to start a season 26-0 with at least 10 of those coming by single digits since UMass in 95 and 96, David. listeners and viewers, and David, do you know what UMass did in that season in 95 and 96?
Got all their wins vacated.
They went to the Final Four.
Did they?
They did.
The record books would say they didn't.
Why'd they get it vacated, though?
I think Marcus Camby was getting all sorts of illegal benefits from,
Well, that
from
helps.
your boy John Calipari.
Love my boy John. He's the guy.
Yeah, Miami, cool story.
How far do you think they go? Legit, David. How far do you think Miami of Ohio goes? Listener viewers, let us know in the comments as well where you think they go in March Madness.
I think they get absolutely blown out in the first round.
That's what everyone's saying.
Dude, they haven't played anybody.
I think they're going to make a run.
And
I'm rooting for them so hard. I want to buy a hat.
I hope so.
I'm rooting for them so hard.
We've talked about this. Last year, there were no Cinderellas, no even good stories like this from a mid-major during the regular season.
Right.
Well, at least we have this year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the toughest team they've played is Akron at home. They won by 3. In non-conference, they played all bad teams. They played 3 teams that aren't even Division I. So technically for their because those games don't actually count toward like seeding or consideration for the NCAA tournament. So technically they're 23-0 according to the committee because you got to wipe those out.
Yeah.
So I would love to see it. I'm the biggest mid-major guy you will ever find. I love watching a good mid-major basketball game. But
I do too.
They're going to get blown out. And I kind of hope that they're a 7 seed and Indiana's a 10 seed.
You think? You really want that?
Yeah, we would torch them.
Aren't we projected to play Tennessee right now? Is Indiana projected to play Tennessee? I'm curious.
I mean, maybe per one projection.
Okay.
I saw one tonight that was Indiana and A&M.
Oh, that would be fun in my household. That would be a lot of fun. My wife went to A&M. Listeners and viewers, for you that don't know, so that'd be fun for us.
Who did you say you saw us up against?
Tennessee.
Tennessee's a 5 seed, and we're a 10, so no.
They were a 10 like last week, so I don't know. I don't know where I saw that. I don't know.
Were you were looking at football bracket?
No, I was not.
I think you were looking at a way too early 2026 college football playoff projection.
I was looking at a bracket. I promise. Gosh dang it. Got me good. Well, listeners and viewers, we appreciate you listening, watching.
Hold on.
Yeah?
One thing first.
Okay.
Massive.
One thing.
Massive weekend.
Massive weekend. Let's go into it.
Have you heard about this weekend?
I have not heard about this weekend, David.
Have you heard about what's happening this weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Indiana Purdue to lead it off on Friday. Should be a fun game. Hopefully we pull it off.
Great game. In Mackey, right?
In Mackey. But then Saturday, how often does this happen?
It never happens.
Number 1 versus number 3, Michigan versus Duke. And Duke's actually number 2 in KenPom, so that's a 1v2 according to
And Michigan's favored by 2.5 right now. Wow.
Yeah. They're so good. They blow everybody
I would
out.
take Duke. Duke doesn't lose there.
Well, it's a neutral game. It's in DC.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm all over Michigan.
Yeah, same. Yeah. We also have Arizona at Houston, which is number
1, number 2 and 4.
4. Yeah. So we have 1-3 and a 2-4 this weekend. We also have Iowa State, BYU. We have UConn against Villanova. Villanova, surprise team in the Big East this year. First year for Kevin Willard. We got some big SEC matchups. We got Tennessee, Vandy. We got Texas, Georgia. Loser of that game probably doesn't make the tournament because that's a big game for the bubble. It's going to be a great weekend. And Indiana Purdue leads it off tomorrow night or tonight, whenever you listen to this, Friday night, because this comes out. Yeah, my brain just broke. Indiana Purdue to lead it off, and then some big matchups on Saturday. Can't wait.
Yeah,
really excited for it. Yeah.
Listener viewers, who do you have though in that matchup? Do you have Michigan over Duke, or do you have Duke over Michigan? And do you have Arizona over Houston, or do you have Houston over Arizona? Let us know in the comments. David, who are you taking in those matchups? Real quick.
I love Michigan. All they do is blow out good teams.
You said that you weren't high on them last week, though. But
Well,
anyway.
they hadn't been playing as well, and they were coming off.
You don't have to go into it. I'm just
close
saying.
win at Northwestern.
I'm just throwing you under the bus.
But I like Michigan. Duke
Yeah.
has not played the most difficult competition because the ACC is still pretty bad this year, just like it has been in the past few years.
Three teams don't matter in that conference.
Yeah, North Carolina. Who knows if they're anything at this point?
Oh yeah, they hate us. UNC fan.
Why? Because we were right about them being bad once Caleb Wilson got injured.
NC State just bashed them up. Showed them who they really were.
Yeah, dude.
But their best players sat out. Players sat out.
Get out of here, Tar Heel fans.
Yeah,
fucking bozos.
Bozos over here.
Yeah, but I love Michigan. All they do is blow out teams.
Yeah, I'm high on Michigan. Been high on them. Told you my pick last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have Michigan, of course, for that one. I think that'll be a great game. I don't know if Michigan covers 2.5. I see Michigan winning by 2 and playing spoiler on that somehow.
Take the money line.
Yeah, take the money line like that. I would just bite the bullet on that. And then I would take I'm all over Houston. I think Houston dominates that game, actually. I think Houston wins by 10. That is my take. Let us know, guys, what you think. But we'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube, 5LF Podcast on Instagram and TikTok, and also X. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.